Community College. Explore your future and get started now. Visit gobarton.com.
Okay, sports day in 3, 2, 1.
Shoulder pump fake, end zone. It is caught for the touchdown, Devontae Smith. Jacobs bends it back and fights his way for the touchdown. Wow, that's just great tough running by Josh Jacobs. Here we go. Snap was low and the kick no chance. And this game belongs to Philadelphia as they win it 10-7.
Happy Veterans Day, everybody. Welcome into another episode of Sports Day. My name is Brant Daughtry. I'm the host of this program. Landon Winkler is over in the corner, keeping us on the air, running the cameras, running the video feed. If you would like to watch this show as well as listen to it, and we will have something fun for you to watch today, you can do that by going to greatbendpost.com, hovering over the Sports tab, clicking on Sports News. Should be the first thing right there. You'll see the Sports Day logo. Click on that. That'll take you straight to the video feed of today's episode of Sports Day. Today's episode of Sports Day is presented by Barton Community College, offering exceptional and affordable learning opportunities supporting student, community, and employee needs. Before we go any further, I want to say Happy Veterans Day. As always on Veterans Day, it is a day that we celebrate those who daily put their lives on the line to protect us, to protect our country, to protect our way of life. And, there are no words that can properly thank those people that have sacrificed so much and just dedicated their lives to protecting and serving this country. And for that, we say thank you and a happy Veterans Day. Every day is a day we should thank those people, but today is a special day to do it just a little bit extra. And so thank you to all the veterans who serve and protect our country. Your sounds of the past 24 hours. Last night, the Eagles and the Packers set the game of football back about 20 years or so. I shouldn't be that hard on them. It wasn't as terrible as, Broncos-Raiders on Thursday night that ended in a similar score. This game felt like it was a much better played game, even though the score ended up being the same. That felt like just a poor offensive performance. This felt like, there was some pretty poor offense in there as well. But overall, I do think that it was just the defense is playing extremely well, or at least it felt that way to me. Maybe you feel differently. Either way, 10-7 your final. Phillies get the win. It was 3-0 for a very long time in this game. And I was really looking forward to just seeing how the internet would react to a game that finished with that low a score. But 10-7, I don't know. It's still not great. It's kind of boring if you're a fan of offense, which I consider myself a fan of offense at this point in my life. But overall, not a boring game by any means, even if it wasn't the highest scoring. That was your only sound of the past 24 hours, mostly because these other things I want to talk about, I couldn't find a good soundbite for. So we're just going to go straight to the list here. Some high-profile firings happened yesterday. One of them during yesterday's show. We just didn't have time to get to it. Brian Daboll, head coach of the New York Giants, has been there since 2022, was relieved of his duties yesterday. Brian Daboll has been pretty hard off since taking over the New York Giants. He is 20-40-1 as an NFL head coach. In 2022, he was named the NFL Coach of the Year. But that was kind of the only good season he ever had with the Giants. I should say he has won a playoff game and lost a playoff game. He is 21-41-1. Overall, that's a .336 win-loss record. That's an impressive batting average. It's not going to do much for your wins and losses. It wasn't working out, and while they started this year with some hope with the combination of Jackson Dart and Cam Scatterboot certainly looking like they might be Rookie of the Year quality players, and hey, maybe we can build on this thing and it'll start going in our direction. It just never seemed to materialize for Daboll this year. The Giants are currently, let me see if I can find their current record. Yeah, they are currently 2-8, which is just not great. His first year they went 9-7. They made it to the NFC divisional round. They won the wild card game, made it to the divisional round. They lost. Okay, whatever. It's year one of a new head coach. 9-7. You made it to the divisional round. That's pretty good. for a first-year head coach. But since then, they've gone 6-11, 3-14, and now this year they've started out 2-8. It just hasn't worked out for Brian Daboll, and I think he's a very good offensive coordinator, or he was at one point, and probably still could be. He's won 5 Super Bowls. That was during his time with the Patriots, I feel certain. Also spent some time with the Chiefs, Browns, Jets. Yeah, he's been all over. This was his first shot at being a head coach, and it just didn't work out. He'll be fine. He'll go get a job somewhere. He's got a good enough resume. But unfortunately, Brian Daboll's time as the head coach of the New York Giants comes to a disappointing close with more of a whimper. Another high-profile firing. Look, again, I know that people don't love the NBA out here. Maybe you do. Maybe you listening, you do. And this is something that you're interested in. The Dallas Mavericks have fired general manager Nico Harrison. This is not a massive surprise. Nico did not make people happy with the Luka Doncic trade last year. For anybody who doesn't know, Luka Doncic is one of the top 5 players in the NBA, maybe top 3, depends on the day. And Nico Harrison traded him for a guy named Anthony Davis to the Los Angeles Lakers. Davis was at one time a top 5 player in the NBA. He's on the wrong side of 35 now, and certainly has not been good enough. And while Nico Harrison has not made any super dramatic moves other than that one, you gave up a young, I think Luka Doncic is now 25, and you gave up a guy who was one of the best players in the NBA and super young for a guy who's aging and hasn't played a full season in a while because of injuries. And, it just didn't work out. And yes, they got the number 1 overall pick and they took Cooper Flagg, and Cooper Flagg looks like he's going to be good, but certainly the Mavericks not having the year that they needed for Nico Harrison to survive the Luka Doncic trade controversy. Out with Nico Harrison. Apparently there was a letter written to the fan base after the firing of Nico Harrison. I haven't looked at that yet. That may be something we can look at the end of the show. Or, I don't know, maybe we won't have time at the end of the show. That's always the goal, right? Sports Day Today is brought to you in part by the Marmy Auto Group on 10th Street in Great Bend. Also by Sutherland's, helping you build it better since 1917. From quality lumber, plywood, and OSB to cabinets, plumbing, hardware, and power tools, they have everything you need to get the job done. Visit Sutherland's on 10th Street. Also brought to you by the Barton Cougar Booster Club, continuing their efforts to make the Barton Community College athletics programs the best in the country. We got a good show for you today. I think we have a good show for you every day, but I think today is going to be a little bit extra fun. In the second half of the show, we'll talk to Wyatt Thompson, the voice of the Kansas State Wildcats. Wyatt and I earlier today had a great conversation, went a long time talking about basketball and football as well. A lot of injuries happening with Kansas State football, a lot of promise for Kansas State basketball. Their offense looks like it's going to be so fun. I am very excited to keep an eye on Kansas State basketball. Now, of course, UNC Greensboro and who was the other one? Was it Bellarmine? Was it Bellarmine that they beat? Those are not, Texas Tech. They're not Houston. They're not Kansas. But still, anytime you can put up nearly 100, it means you're doing something right. I've been very impressed with the shooting prowess that K-State has shown off so far. Anyway, I'll get into all that with Wyatt Thompson later. But on the other side of this break, Alan Clark, who just texted me that he is on his way to the studio, he will join me in here. Alan Clark, the head coach of Barton women's basketball. The Barton team getting off to a 2-2 start, had a rough road swing in Texas, then went down to Florida and had a much better showing. They are now 2-2 on the year. A lot of new faces on this Barton women's team compared to last year. A lot of outgoing players. And a team that looks to improve on what was a decent year last year. And I'm sure Coach Clark would agree. But anyway, he'll be in the studio with me on the other side of this break. And we're going to hit that break right now. You're listening to Sports Day live from the Mayo Money Management Studio right here on 1590 KVGB and 95.5 FM. On the other side, Coach Alan Clark of Barton Women's Basketball.
The holidays are here, and the sparkle of the season is waiting at Dawson Jewelers in downtown Great Bend. Shop early for Christmas. We will be here until 5 p.m. today, so you can register in the $20K Christmas Cash giveaway. Dawson Jewelers has been creating memories that last a lifetime. Their selection is incredible. Choose from thousands of beautiful items in store or have a custom piece designed just for you in one of the finest jewelry design and repair departments in the state. Dawson's commitment to you is service before, during, and after the sale, providing the highest quality at the best price. Be sure to ask about their specials up to 40% off. Let Dawson's create a memory for you. Dawson Jewelers, Designs by Dana, Lakin and Maine, Great Bend. Timeless beauty crafted for you. We'll be here today from 10 until 5 in the $20K Christmas Cash giveaway. Presented by Mater Plumbing, Heating and Air, your Bryant dealer, whatever it takes. Mayo Money Management, and Cornerstone Automotive and Tire, LLC.
Hey Cougar fans, this is Brant Daughtry, voice of the Barton Cougars. Cheering from the stands is great, but you can give our athletes a true competitive advantage by joining the Cougar Booster Club. Boosters provide the best equipment and facility upgrades, helping Barton athletes succeed at the regional and national level. Whether you're a business or an individual, your support matters. Call 620-792-9377 and become a Cougar Booster today. Go Cougars!
Gobble up the savings at C&E Doors. Right now, get incredible Thanksgiving deals on 9x7 and 16x7 white insulated garage doors. These savings won't last long. When the turkeys are gone, so are the deals. So run or waddle or maybe even gobble to C&E Doors today and gobble up your insulated door before they fly the coop.
Marmy Auto Group makes it happen. Central and Western Kansas. Check out our selection of new and pre-owned inventory. Marmy's friendly staff offers top quality service that you've gotten to know over the years. When your existing vehicle needs parts or service, our experienced team will get you back in the game this season. Marmy Chevrolet, GMC, Ford and Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep Ram, parts, service, and body shop. Visit Marmy Auto Group on 10th Street or marmys.net. Marmys make it happen.
It's all here at Great Bend Rec.
Sports, leisure, fitness, and wellness, even senior and adaptive needs. It's all here at the Great Bend Rec. Pick up a program guide or stop by the rec office at 1214 Stone in Great Bend or check out the all-new website, greatbendrec.com. Live, play, explore at the rec.
It's all here at Great Bend Rec. Live, play, explore at the rec.
Community bankers should actually know your community. Hi, I'm Sean Powelson, president of Your Local Equity Bank. As someone who lives here, I know many of you, and I know what's important to you. I've been in the industry a long time, and I've helped many navigate through financial challenges and lead them to financial opportunities. I believe that people bank with people, so I'd like to invite you to stop by one of our region's 5 locations and meet our friendly, helpful staff. Let us show you our commitment to serving you and our communities. Because at Equity Bank, we're right here beside you. Member FDIC.
The Shingo Media Community Calendar tickets on sale for the Great Bend Fire Department's 3rd Annual Holiday Extravaganza Fundraiser at 5 p.m. on Saturday, December 6th at the Great Bend Event Center on 10th Street. Tickets $40 each for the Christmas-themed event, which will include a pulled pork beef dinner, pulled chicken, beverages, and entertainment by the Colorado Keys Dueling Pianos. For tickets, call 620-793-4145 or go online at www.tickettailor.com. All proceeds will benefit the Great Bend Fire Department Social and Charity Fund. Sign up for the 5th Annual Sunflower Turkey Trot 5K and 1 Mile Fun Run, 10:30 a.m. Saturday, November 22nd at Britspaw Park. Registration begins at 9:30. Cost is $30. For the 5K race, $25 for the fun run. Registered runners who bring 2 or more non-perishable food items to the Barton County Food Bank will be entered into a prize drawing. To register, visit Sunflower's website at www.sunflowerdiv.com. Proceeds benefit people with special needs as well as the Community Food Bank of Barton County. All runners, walkers, and trotters are welcome to participate. Parade entries now being accepted for the City of Great Bend's 20th Annual Home for the Holidays Parade on November 29th. Parade begins at 5:30 p.m., travels down Main Street in Great Bend. This year's theme is Holiday Movie Madness, and the goal is to get a wide range of participants to help celebrate the holiday spirit in Great Bend. If you represent a youth group, civic group, or club, church, or a private entity, then pick up a parade entry form from between 8 a.m. and 5 p.m. at City Hall, 1209 Williams in Great Bend. And Rosewood Miracle Workers Action Club conducting its 11th annual coloring book and crayon drive now through November 30th. You can donate coloring books and crayons at the Rosewood Furniture Gallery, 1607 Main, Rosewood Bargain Barn, 1215 Main in Great Bend. That's the update. I'm Steve Webster.
Welcome back into Sports Day. Brant Daughtry here with you, now joined by Alan Clark, head coach at Barton Community College women's basketball. Coach, first of all, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Brant.
First time I've talked to you in person.
Yes, sir.
Going to be calling your games here.
Yes, sir.
Starting on Saturday.
Looking forward to it.
Really looking forward to that myself, Coach. But let's talk about the team here.
Okay.
You guys started out the year in Texas.
Yes, sir.
Didn't have a great showing, but then you come back and you make that swing through Florida. And a much better run for your team.
Yeah, when you go to Texas, it takes some guts to go play, your first 2 games down in Texas on the road. And if in junior college basketball, the Texas schools are always good. Collin and Grayson are perennial top 20 teams in the country. Last year we went down to New Mexico and played number 8 Odessa, number 9 New Mexico, first 2 games out, and started 0-2 last year. Started 0-2 this year, but we're not afraid to take on a challenge.
Absolutely. So let's talk about last year and then the way you've grown. Finished 16-16. You go 11-13 in the conference. Finish around 500. Certainly not a bad showing, but I think a showing that you always want to improve on.
Very disappointing. Very disappointing. Set our program back a long ways. We spent 4 or 5 years getting back from mediocre back to the top of the conference. A couple years ago, won the region, and then to fall that far back in a short period of time was very disappointing, but we'll be back.
Speaking of back, you've have some sophomores in this rotation. A lot of your roster new, Coach, but tell folks about the players that they remember from last year who should be back contributing again.
Yeah, the 2 top guards that we have, Regina Donahue at the point and Elena Eck at the shooting guard spots. I call them combo guards, but yeah, those 2, both averaged around 10 points a game for us last year, and they're both back. Very dynamic players, quick. They're small, but they're very quick. So those are the 2 top players we have returning. Kiana Hall was a part-time starter last year at a wing. We've got Cody Greer at a shooting guard, and we've got Eva Clements at another forward. And then Sadie Spray, who has joined us, won't be eligible until later on in the semester or second semester, but she'll actually be a redshirt sophomore, played at Washburn, and we're looking forward to getting her ready to go and as soon as possible.
Absolutely. And Coach, really big freshman class for you this year. Talk about some of those freshmen and how they're going to help the team out.
Well, first of all, going back to last year, we had 10 freshmen last year, and again, because of the season we had, it was not not up to the Barton standards by any means. And so we only brought back 5 of the 10 that were possible. And if you go look, and I told those other 5 that we didn't bring back that, hey, we'll find you someplace to go and where you can play and be successful. And I looked at scores, since the season just started. I looked at scores from other games, and all 5 of them are starting for the other teams that they're playing on. So anyway, that's good for them. But the freshmen coming in. Mary Akinde, 6'5" kid with a 6'9" wingspan, Nigerian kid that played high school basketball in Athens, Georgia. Kira Eunice, or Kyocera Eunice, played over in Japan. She's also a Nigerian kid, played high school in Japan. 6'1" kid. And then we've got Brindle Moody is from Aurora, Nebraska, point guard. He's going to be really good. Faith Ackerman from Spearville. Another Nigerian kid who played in Georgia. Her name's Fortunate Imasheti. She's going to be really good for us. So yeah, we've got a lot of freshmen coming in that'll help us. Crystal Long is from Oklahoma City. She's going to help us a lot too.
Hey, Coach, you mentioned a lot of size there. That's something that stands out to me. Is you some 6'1", but also you have the 6'5" that you talked about, 6'9" wingspan. That's impressive.
Yeah, overall, we don't have a lot of size, not like what we've had in the past. But yeah, with Mary in there, she's going to have to play, 25 to 30 minutes a game. Going to have to stay out of foul trouble for us because, our guards, 5'4", 5'5" guards, and then our wings are 5'11", 6 foot. So other than Mary, we really don't have a lot of size, not as much as we usually have.
Talk about the league overall. Jayhawk always competitive. Basketball's huge out here. Talk about some of the, I guess, the league overall.
Well, Dodge City's probably, they're the returning conference champions and the region champions. So I think preseason rank, they were number 4 in the country. Landon does a great job, obviously, brings in a lot of Australian, New Zealand, Taiwan kids. He's got like 10 international kids on his roster. But they'll be good again, even though they lost a lot last year, but they're good again this year. Hutch is always good. John Onges is always going to put a great team on the floor. He's just such a great coach. And Butler's going to be good. They got their whole starting lineup back from last year at Butler. You go on down the list, Seward, Cali will be good. Coffeyville will be good. It's just going to be a tough league. Always is. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, Coach, let's talk about the new gym. You got a new gym, a new venue to kind of go play around in, and I haven't been in there yet. I'll be there tonight for tonight's game, but I've seen the pictures. It looks so good. It looks so good.
The floor is exactly the same. That hasn't changed. The goals are the same. The
still 10 feet in the air.
Yeah. But the surroundings of the gym, the ceiling looks different. Got the very nice Shugart family Hall of Fame on the south end. That's beautiful. So new locker rooms are new for us. So yeah, there's a lot of new things out there. New hallway down the concession hallway. It's gonna be very nice.
How do you want your team to play? What do you want the identity of this team to be this year?
It's always about our tradition. What we've built on is discipline. Playing as a unit, playing as a family. Communication, just those coach speak things,
Sure.
Those typical things. We're not normally as athletic as a lot of teams that we play. We're not as dynamic as far as quickness, speed, and that kind of thing. But we hang our hat on discipline, doing things the right way, executing on offense, doing the little things. That's kind of our identity.
Talk about the differences for people who may not know, the differences between men's basketball and women's basketball at this level. Because, there are some things that women lean on that men don't have to, or that men lean on that women may not be able to. What are the biggest differences that someone who is used to the men's game may not know going in?
The guys obviously are bigger. I always correlate height. Like if Mary is a 6'5" girl, that correlates to a 6'11" guy. If you've got a 6 foot guard, that equates to a 6'6" guard for the men's side. So size wise, that's the correlation there. Obviously, we're not near as big as the men, not near as strong or fast, but the game other than that is really not that much different. Men usually finish around the basket better than women do. A lot of times women shoot like free throw percentage is higher than men's. 3-point percentage usually is similar. So there's, for us, playing the game and getting all 5 people on the court involved in a half court offense. But other than that, the game is still physical. It's just not physical at the men's level. But if you look at it just from a correlation, it's basically the same.
You going to go to the game tonight?
Yeah, I'll be there for sure. Got to support Jeremy and the guys.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That'll be my first time. I've never called college basketball before.
Oh, really?
I've called high school stuff for about a decade now, and I've called some college sports. I've never called college basketball.
Well, it sounds like you talk fast enough that you're gonna probably have to. Did you call high school basketball?
I did. Yeah, I did. I came from. I've been living in Alabama the past 4 years, and I moved there from Georgia, where I started when I was a freshman in college.
Yeah.
So I've called a lot of high school basketball. I know the speed of the game and the back and forth, but this is going to be a different level.
Yeah, that's the speed of the game. When even for women, when we recruit kids, the speed of the game and the physicality of the game is so much different than high school. So, it takes some time to adjust to that for freshmen. But yeah, the ball hopefully will move fast for you. They get up and down. So it'll be fun.
Coach, looking forward to it.
I appreciate it, Brant. Thank you.
Alan Clark, head coach of Barton Community College women's basketball, joining us here on Sports Day.
Selling your farm or ranch acres can be stressful. At Red Cedar Land Company, they are extremely diverse in the number of ways they can represent you, and they tailor each project to meet their seller's needs. One of the biggest questions for a seller is, what is my land worth? At Red Cedar Land Company, they offer a free market analysis to help you better understand the value of your land. You deserve a better selling experience. Put your trust in Red Cedar Land Company. Call Cody Crook with Red Cedar Land Company at 620-617-7320.
Sutherland's is your complete home improvement and hardware store. Tens of thousands of products are in stock at everyday low prices. Sutherland's also offers custom buildings, including post-frame barns, garages, and deck packages too. The friendly and knowledgeable staff at Sutherland's, always ready to help you with any project. From hardware, lumber, cabinets, plywood, and OSB, fencing, power tools, furniture, and more. They simply sell for less. Sutherland's, West 10th, Great Bend, helping America build it better since 1917.
Check Up on Health with Chris Whitting. Veterans face a wide variety of mental health and stress-related challenges when they return to civilian life. Here's Christopher Loftus, Ph.D., National Director for the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs.
It is common for veterans to struggle with mental health and stress, both when they come back, but also over time. It comes out in different ways and different reasons. Oftentimes, mental health struggles come out after a life stressor, a financial stressor, and those are the moments when we really want to make sure that veterans have options for reaching out for help.
But help is available.
MakeTheConnection.net is the site where hundreds of veterans have shared stories across military eras, across military branches, about the struggles that they went through, and more importantly, how they went about getting help and what treatment has meant for them.
Again, the address is MakeTheConnection.net. With Checkup on Health, I'm Chris Whitting.
Barton Community College has college classes that fit your life and your budget. With 5 flexible start dates, Barton Online is perfect for picking up a class or earning your associate's degree at less than half the cost of a university. Study anytime, from anywhere. Save time, save money. Start strong with Barton Online. Ready to take the next step? Visit online.bartoncccc.edu and enroll today.
Service from people you know, quality products and professional installation. That's Kern Floor Service. Stop by Kern Floor Service and browse through the different selections of flooring from laminate to vinyl, carpet, wood, and ceramic tile. See their selection of area rugs or special order the one that fits your decor, and don't forget, they can spice up those countertops too. So stop by Kern Floor Service today. Kern Floor Service, 908 Coolidge in Great Bend.
Needing a healthcare plan for your business? Let the experienced team at Freedom Claims Management Incorporated customize a health insurance plan that fits your needs. Whether you're a large company or a small business on Main Street, FCMI can help you provide employees with great health coverage at an affordable cost. From setup to ongoing support, they handle it all. Schedule your free no-obligation health assessment today at freedomclaimsinc.com. That's Freedom Claims Management Incorporated, with locations in Great Bend, Russell, and Plainville.
Welcome back into Sports Day. The show today is brought to you in part by Kern Floor Service. Whether you need a new ceramic, porcelain, or natural stone floors, their knowledgeable and friendly flooring experts are here to help you find the perfect floor for your home decor and budget. Visit the Great Bend showroom at 908 Coolidge to see, touch, and feel the latest styles. Also, by Cody Crook of Red Cedar Land Company. Whether you're looking to sell your land or find the right property to buy, Cody takes pride in understanding your goals and making the process as smooth as possible. Call Cody at 620-617-7320 or visit redcedarland.com. Big thanks to Alan Clark, head coach of Barton CC women's basketball, for joining me in the studio just now. A lot of fun to talk to. High energy guy, and that's actually the first time we've met face-to-face. He walked in, and I shook his hand. That's the first time we've ever seen each other, and really, really fun guy to talk to. Really looking forward to talking to him throughout all basketball season. He and I are going to set up a weekly thing. He'll become part of our our weekly rotation here on the show as far as guests that we talk to regularly. And I thought that was a very pointed answer. I kind of gave him an out of, it's an average season 500. That's not terrible, but you want to improve. And he went, no, that wasn't good enough. Straight up, just it set the program back. It's not what he wants. His expectations are higher than that. And I think that's a very pointed answer. It shows what kind of coach he is, and shows the level of expectation that he has for his program. And I said it to Trevor Rolfs the last time he was in here. There's a level of expectation at Barton Community College that you are just, if you're an athlete or if you're a coach, if you're a part of an athletic program at Barton CC, there's a level that you are expected to adhere to. And if you're not meeting it, then it's a disappointment. And I'm really looking forward to seeing how Coach Clark can bounce back from what he admitted was a disappointing season. And I think that's going to be a really fun team to follow. Sports Day today is brought to you in part by Equity Bank. There when you need them, bank local, save big with in-person banking and business banking. Visit equitybank.com for more information. Equity Bank in Great Bend, Hoisington, and Larned. Also brought to you by C&E Doors, your full-service garage door company. Follow the orange sign south of 10th and Harrison. Once again, big thanks to Alan Clark for joining me on the show today. Also, joining me earlier today was Wyatt Thompson, the voice of the Kansas State Wildcats. We talk to him every Tuesday, and we got his thoughts on basketball, got his thoughts on football, and it was just a great time as it always is with Wyatt. I'm glad I'm getting the tongue ties out now. Again, I've got a big night tonight. But we're going to go ahead and play that conversation for you right now. And this is Wyatt Thompson, the voice of the Kansas State Wildcats, joining me here on Sports Day. Welcome back into Sports Day. Brant Daughtry here with you, now joined by the voice of the Kansas State Wildcats, Wyatt Thompson. Wyatt, it's crossover season, and you are very busy, as am I, but are you holding things down up there in Manhattan?
Absolutely. Good to be on with you again. I always love this time. Is it hard? Sure, in terms of the prep work and the hours and all of that, but I always say we're not digging ditches, so it's all good. We've got a football game Saturday, and prior to that, a basketball game Thursday, turn right around, play Monday, and a couple of more times next week, Thursday and Friday in Kansas City. And I know you're busy too, so welcome to November.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So let's start with basketball, Wyatt. The Wildcats, two really good showings. Start with that UNC Greensboro game, because you look at the final score of this one, it was it's a blowout because Kansas State wins the second half pretty easily, pretty decisively, but a harder game than the final score would indicate.
Yeah, no question. K-State's actually down at half of that game, 34-33. The first 10 minutes was not great by any stretch. They were, I think, at the 8 turnover mark, which wasn't good. But once they kind of got cranked up, this took it to a different level. And what I really liked about it, Brant, was the fact that once K-State started to not turn it over and started to share and move the basketball and get shots, and maybe a couple in transition helped them do that, it was like a different team. I think that gave them some confidence, and I had mentioned to Coach Tang afterwards that there were 9 guys that played 12 and a half minutes up to, 32 minutes for P.J. Haggerty. So when you look at it, you go 14 of 27 from three-point land, but in the second half, they're 11 of 17, which is a better percentage than they shot from the floor, 22 out of 37. That's nuts. And then you get 27 from Haggerty. How about this line? 22 points, 9 rebounds, 9 assists, 2 steals for Nate Johnson, and then Abdi Bashir had 16. So it's pretty good effort.
Well, you talk about Johnson and Bashir. I asked you last week, and then on the broadcast, Wyatt, I was actually able to listen to your call of this game. You referenced the question that I asked you as to who is the guy or the guys behind P.J. Haggerty who are going to have to step up. And so far, Abdi Bashir shooting over 50% from 3. Nate Johnson is actually shooting even better than he is at this point. And like you said, a triple-double watch on the way for Nate Johnson.
Both of those guys are really quality players who, in all honesty, they bring a lot of experience to the table. I've studied this a lot, and yeah, PJ's played in 74 career games, but 94 for Johnson, 68 for Abdi. Bashir, as an example, is a career 39% shooter from three. And Nate Johnson is just one of those guys that he does everything well. He's been a player of the year in a conference. He's been a guy who's been the defensive player of the year in the MAC. So there's a lot of things to like with those two guys. I think in addition to that, when you look at, some of the younger guys that are kind of making their way, and specifically I would say Elias Rapiak and obviously Andre Kostic, those guys are barely, and I mean this sincerely, barely scratching the surface of what I think they're capable of. So I'm excited for this group. They're not a finished product by any stretch, but they're getting better.
And then, of course, you've got P.J. Haggerty leading the charge. Like you mentioned, played 32 minutes. I mean, that guy seems to be everything advertised so far.
He's just been superb. I love watching him play. The game seems to be easy for the really good ones. I think that's the situation with him. He's so good in the ball screen action. He's a good, not great, but a good three-point shooter, but off the bounce, he's really hard, and he's such a finisher at the rim. He has all of the offensive game that you would really want, including just the toughness, and he plays a very physical brand of offensive basketball for his size, in my opinion. He's really fun to watch.
I've been really impressed with the offense through the first two games, Wyatt. Now, UNC Greensboro and Bellarmine are not Houston or Texas Tech, but still,
right.
The ability that they've had to go out and score points, you've scored almost 100 in the two games that they've played, and the shooting, Wyatt, has really been impressive to me.
Well, I agree with that, and I think what's really the key is when they settle in and they're moving the ball, as I mentioned earlier, and getting good shots. The truth of the matter is I think they've got four guards who are pretty darn good shooters. So if they can get settled, some nights it's going to be harder than others, right? I mean, there are a lot of good teams headed our way before we get to, mid to late March. But again, when you can put the ball in the basket and you're a decent three-point shooting team, it's a fun thing to watch. If they can catch up with some of the defensive things and be a little bit better rebounding team, then I think now you can start to say, okay, let's see what happens as we move forward. They've got an opportunity to be a solid club, I think.
Coming up on Thursday, this is, you mentioned it a couple of times already, but the busy week and 2 weeks and really the busy month of November that you have in front of you. K-State playing Cal on Thursday. I know nothing about Cal basketball, so educate me.
Okay, I guess I'll start with the obvious one first. Their leading scorer played a year here. A young man by the name of Day Ames, who's from Chicago, played a year here. Last year was at Virginia, and now transfers to Cal and is their leading scorer at nearly 22 points a game. I had a friend point out to me that he went, think about this for a second, Brent. He went from Virginia to Cal, one coast to the other, basically, and is in the same conference. Now, think about that for a second. That's crazy, isn't it?
The ACC expansion, look, conference expansion as a whole has been crazy, but the fact that Cal, a West Coast team, is in the Atlantic Coast Conference will never sit right with me.
No, and there's just some things that aren't going to make sense to any normal thinking human being, I think. But anyway, he's the leader, but he's not the only guy they've got. Scottie Pippen's son Justin's a pretty good little player for him. They've got a couple other transfer guys who are scoring pretty good. Had 16 and 15 last night, and John Camden and Chris Bell. Probably about 8 deep, but those 8 are solid. I think they feel like that they are improved from last year's team that won 14. I think K-State feels they're quite a bit better than a team that won 16 times a year ago. So for me, it makes for a pretty entertaining matchup when we get to Thursday night.
All right, let's talk a little bit of football. Kansas State coming off a bye week. The injuries continue, Wyatt, to pile up, and some guys are out for the year, but who are the guys that you think can benefit from this week off?
Well, I think probably, as Coach did yesterday at the press conference, I would start with V.J. Payne. V.J. was injured early in the game in Lawrence in that big Wildcat win in the showdown. played through a little bit of a high ankle sprain, and then really gutted it out a couple of weeks ago against Tech. I don't know that I'm sure he came out of the game, but he played a lot of snaps there. The time off for him, I think, would be really good. Desmond Purnell's been a little bit dinged up. Nobody, really talks or knows that much about that. A couple of other guys, but I think that's the best thing. Coach mentioned in the press conference that this third bye week wasn't exactly as good as the others because I think he feels like it kind of took away some momentum of them playing decent and more consistent football, even though they lost to Texas Tech. So, but for those guys that were really dinged up, I think it'll be good. And now here you go with 3 games to go, needing to win 2 to be a bowl-eligible team. Got to go to Stillwater and win. And I think K-State's the better club. I think that's pretty obvious. But it's been a while since the Cats have won down there in Stillwater, despite what OSU is now. I think you have to respect that and get ready to play. If K-State plays optimum level, they'll be fine, but you got to go do it.
And some more attrition that happened over the bye week. I just wonder if you have any thoughts on this. Dylan Edwards deciding to take a red shirt and leave the program. Kind of had a feeling that maybe this was coming. Do you have any comment on that at all?
Yeah, I mean, it's not what everybody wanted, but this season hasn't been what everybody wanted either, including for Dylan. I just wish it didn't, turn out like this. I think Dylan's a decent enough kid. I think he is a really talented player. He has, kind of wavered back and forth on what he really wants and what's going to make him happy. And I'm not trying to criticize him for that. I think it's just reality. But, sometimes you have a lot of people in your ear and you get a little bit, out there on your thought process. And he's going to be fine. He'll land somewhere and do all right. And you know what? If he doesn't want to be here, K-State needs to go ahead and say, okay, let's roll on, right? Time marches on, so to speak. I think, too, I probably will add that, K-State's going to play this game without Austin Romaine. They're going to play the rest of the year without him. He's one of their best players. That will be impactful. I think it's interesting to note that they're going to move Desmond Purnell from the will to the Mike backer into the middle, and then give a chance for one of those other young guys to play, Asa Newsom, who's gone through a lot in his short time here. I'm really anxious for him to, 1, stay healthy, and 2, have an opportunity to see what can he really do in these last 3 games, because he's good enough to play at Big 12 level, 100%. I'm totally convinced of it. He can run. He's strong, pretty smart football player. So there's a lot going on, as usual.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up because I did want to talk about it. Austin Romaine goes down for the season, but inserting those younger guys, I think you're right. It gives them a chance to, and moving Desmond Purnell kind of to the inside backer role. I think that gives those younger guys a chance to show off what they can do.
Yeah, for sure. And like I say, there are times where you're going to have to overcome some adversity and frankly do things that you don't necessarily want to do, but have the player's best interest long-term at heart. And I think that's what we're talking about here with Austin. He's really been frustrated by the injury. I think they've just decided with talks between he and Kleiman that it's just best to get this thing taken care of and get healthy moving forward and not have to worry about it anymore, because it's been problematic. He's tough as hell. I'm just going to say that as bluntly as I can. I think he's a really good young guy and a good football player. We'll miss him, but, go get healthy. And others will just have to step up and do their part. And that's kind of how this thing works.
It's not been a great year for Oklahoma State football-wise. Fired Mike Gundy early in the year, and it felt like he was really kind of one of the institutions in the sport. Felt like he was never going to leave Oklahoma State. But like you said, it's been a while since Kansas State has won in Stillwater, so kind of preview that matchup for people.
Well, OSU's really struggled. I don't think there's any question about that. I won't try to mask that. Losing your coach early on is not what anybody would want. especially somebody who had been as successful as Mike. I mean, they had a stretch of 18 straight bowl games, and won a couple of Big 12 championships. That's pretty high-level stuff, right? But reality is they were 3-9 last year, started poorly this year. They cut ties. They felt it was time to move. And here you are with a bunch of other coaches and players trying to pick up the pieces. And it has not been easy. But I'll give you a little bit of an idea. Oklahoma State is averaging 15.2 points per game, and they're giving up 38.9. So it's been really trying. Some of it has been injuries. Some of it has been they've just not been good enough. But Zane Flores, their quarterback, is back. They have some good running backs and receivers. I think it's all about how they play at the line of scrimmage in this game, to be honest with you. And I know this. They will fight. Can K-State, pop them early and get on top, put a lot of doubt in their mind? And I hope they can do that. Let's see if they can.
And, Coach Kleiman did speak about how they've had kind of a revolving door at quarterback, and that makes it hard to prep for this team because you don't know exactly what you're going to see on Saturday.
You don't. And back to the quarterback spot, as you mentioned, Flores is a kid that K-State actually recruited for a little while. Of course, in that same class, they ended up with Avery Johnson, so that worked out just fine. But Zane's a good thrower. I mean, he's thrown for almost 1,000 yards in just 6 games. And again, they've piecemealed it when they've had to with Sam Jackson and other guys. Actually, the truth is their main quarterback in week 1, Haas Haney, was injured in the first game against UT Martin. And they think he'll come back at some point. I haven't heard if that's possible for this week or not yet. But, they'll have some players, and they'll fight. But again, I think it's kind of one of those things where once you jump on them, things can snowball. At least it has to this point. I'm kind of hoping that happens, one more week to them, to be honest with you.
So, Wyatt, it will be 7 days between now and our next conversation. What broadcast do you have lined up between now and then?
What all am I broadcasting?
Yes.
Yeah, that's a great question because I've got the Kleiman Show tomorrow night at 7 o'clock out at PowerCat Sports Grill. Thursday night, the Cal basketball game at Bramlage at 7, on air at 6. Then Friday, we go to Stillwater, play there Saturday morning at 11, go on the air at 9. Back on Monday against Tulsa, rather. And that's an 8 o'clock game on the air at 7. Then Thursday morning, go to Kansas City, and we'll play there Thursday and Friday, and then on to Salt Lake. So it's going to be a busy 7, 8, 9, 10 days here for sure.
It is overlap season for everybody, and play-by-play guys not immune to it.
No, you have to get, and you do adjust, right? I mean, it is a grind. It's a lot of prep work to do it the way you want to do it, or at least that's what I say. But, hey, we're doing games, and that's one of my favorite things to do in the whole world, right? So I may not sleep as much in November as most people, but I'm perfectly fine with it, aren't you?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I told you during the conversation, I'm calling my my first college basketball game tonight, and I'm over the moon for it.
I'll bet you are. You'll do well, too. I'm excited for you, buddy. That's awesome.
Hey, thank you, Wyatt. Hey, it's always a pleasure talking to you, man.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Absolutely. That's Wyatt Thompson, the voice of the Kansas State Wildcats, joining us here on Sports Day.
Community bankers should actually know your community. Hi, I'm Sean Powelson, president of Your Local Equity Bank. As someone who lives here, I know many of you, and I know what's important to you. I've been in the industry a long time, and I've helped many navigate through financial challenges and lead them to financial opportunities. I believe that people bank with people, so I'd like to invite you to stop by one of our region's 5 locations and meet our friendly, helpful staff. Let us show you our commitment to serving you and our communities. Because at Equity Bank, we're right here beside you. Member FDIC.
It's all here at Great Bend Rec.
Sports, leisure, fitness, and wellness, even senior and adapted, or stop by the rec office at 1214 Stone in Great Bend, or check out the all-new website, greatbendrec.com. Live, play, explore at the rec.
It's all here at Great Bend Rec. Live, play, explore at the Rec.
Central and Western Kansas residents, are you looking for a new vehicle? Marmy Auto Group can make it happen. Marmy Auto Group includes Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep and Ram, Chevrolet, and GMC. Marmy Auto Group, your Central and Western Kansas dealer, has new and pre-owned vehicles, or we can special order your vehicle today. If your existing vehicle needs serviced, Marmy's award-winning service department can help. Come to Marmy Auto Group on 10th or marmys.net. Marmys, make it happen.
Barton Community College has college classes that fit your life and your budget. With 5 flexible start dates, Barton Online is perfect for picking up a class or earning your associate's degree at less than half the cost of a university. Study anytime, from anywhere. Save time, save money. Start strong with Barton Online. Ready to take the next step? Visit online.bartonccc.edu and enroll today.
Gobble up the savings at C&D Doors. Right now, get incredible Thanksgiving deals on 9x7 and 16x7 white insulated garage doors. These savings won't last long. When the turkeys are gone, so are the deals. So run or waddle or maybe even gobble to C&E Doors today and gobble up your insulated door before they fly the coop.
Needing a healthcare plan for your business? Let the experienced team at Freedom Claims Management Incorporated customize a health insurance plan that fits your needs. Whether you're a large company or a small business on Main Street, FCMI can help you provide employees with great health coverage at an affordable cost. From setup to ongoing support, they handle it all. Schedule your free no-obligation health assessment today at freedomclaimsinc.com. That's Freedom Claims Management Incorporated, with locations in Great Bend, Russell, and Plainville.
Service from people you know, quality products and professional installation. That's Kern Floor Service. Stop by Kern Floor Service and browse through the different selections of flooring from laminate to vinyl, carpet, wood, and ceramic tile. See their selection of area rugs or special order the one that fits your decor, and don't forget, they can spice up those countertops too. So stop by Kern Floor Service today. Kern Floor Service, 908 Coolidge in Great Bend.
Sutherland's is your complete home improvement and hardware store. Tens of thousands of products are in stock at everyday low prices. Sutherland's also offers custom buildings, including post-frame barns, garages, and deck packages too. The friendly and knowledgeable staff at Sutherland's, always ready to help you with any project. From hardware, lumber, cabinets, plywood, and OSB, fencing, power tools, furniture, and more. They simply sell for less. Sutherland's, West 10th, Great Bend, helping America build it better since 1917.
Hey Cougar fans, this is Brant Daughtry, voice of the Barton Cougars. Cheering from the stands is great, but you can give our athletes a true competitive advantage by joining the Cougar Booster Club. Boosters provide the best equipment and facility upgrades, helping Barton athletes succeed at the regional and national level. Whether you're a business or an individual, your support matters. Call 620-792-9377 and become a Cougar Booster today. Go Cougars!
Selling your farm or ranch acres can be stressful. At Red Cedar Land Company, they are extremely diverse in the number of ways they can represent you, and they tailor each project to meet their seller's needs. One of the biggest questions for a seller is, what is my land worth? At Red Cedar Land Company, they offer a free market analysis to help you better understand the value of your land. You deserve a better selling experience. Put your trust in Red Cedar Land Company. Call Cody Crook with Red Cedar Land Company at 620-617-7320.
Welcome back. Final minute or so of Sports Day today. Big thanks to Wyatt Thompson for joining me on today's episode. Sports Day today is brought to you in part by Great Bend Rec, providing quality leisure, cultural, sports, fitness, and educational programs to improve the quality of the community and the individual lives of their community members. Also by Freedom Claims Management. Let the experienced and dedicated staff at Freedom Claims Management, Inc. customize a health insurance plan that fits your business's needs. Folks, I want to go ahead and advertise while I have the time. The Eagle Media Online Holiday Auction begins tomorrow. You can listen here, listen to KHOK. That will run. Landon, how far will that run? We'll be talking about it on air tomorrow, but your mic is on. What are the dates on that?
It'll be November 12th and the 13th from 9 to 2. The online portion, or the on-air showcase portion, will be from 9 to 2 tomorrow.
Okay, so on-air showcase will be from 9 to 2 tomorrow. Auction runs from tomorrow to the 13th.
Correct.
Okay, so runs through Thursday evening. We'll be talking about it all day on our airwaves tomorrow. Well, not all day, 9 to 2, which is a large chunk of the day. But that will just about do it for today's episode of Sports Day. Big thanks to Alan Clark, head coach of Barton Community College women's basketball, for coming on the show today. He was a lot of fun to talk to. Really looking forward to calling those games. Hey, I'll be on B1043 The Point tonight with Barton men's basketball as they host State Fair Community College in the home opener. First basketball game in that brand new gym. Really looking forward to seeing it in person. Really looking forward to seeing the team. And it's going to be a lot of fun. Also, big thanks to Wyatt Thompson for joining me on today's show. Big thanks to Landon Winkler for running the cameras and keeping us on air and knowing the dates better than I do. Thanks to Landon for that. Thanks to you for watching and listening. Hey, we're going to do it all again tomorrow. Back here, same time, same place. It's Sports Day at 12:30 right here on 1590 KVGB and 95.5 FM.